Hello beautiful people, back at it again with another video. So programmers and software developers use this method, and they call it the rubber ducky method, in order to make sure that they really understand what's going on, in order to make sure that they really understand the deeper level, intricate, complex aspects of the system. So if you're studying, for example, it's really helpful to let's say you have an essay, for example, read through the essay and then pretend like you are talking to a rubber duck. Apparently what programmers do is they just put the little rubber ducky on top of their desktop, and then they just kind of speak to it and try to explain the concepts, really complex really complex problems in a very simple way. For example, in machine learning, there are two different types of machine learning. There's supervised machine learning, and then there's unsupervised machine learning. When I'm trying to explain this problem, I would try to explain it to somebody who is 12 years old, or somebody who is in grade 6, in the 6th grade. That means that they're only really able to understand very limited amount of knowledge, very simple knowledge. So you really need to explain it simply. And you find that when you explain things simply, when you have to use simple language, when you can't depend on jargon and so basically this is how the algorithm works. When you have to use really simple language, you discover that actually I don't think I know what that means exactly. If you're studying, if you're presenting any kind of work, if you want to make sure that you understand the concept, what you're going to do is you're going to write down the information, right? It can be an essay, whatever it is, and then you're going to break it down. You're going to use incredibly simple language, and you're also going to use incredibly simple sentences in order to make sure that this 6th grader, this 12-year-old that you're explaining to, understands everything really well. Then what you're going to do is you are going to highlight every single point that you kind of stumble upon. So for example, if you are explaining, I'm going to use the machine learning example again. Unsupervised machine learning is when you give a computer program data, and then maybe your 6th grader will be like, what's data? I just don't understand what's data. Okay, when you give this computer program sentences and they're all muddled up, almost like it's a book that's muddled up and the book doesn't make any sense, and the computer program has to eat up that book, and then it needs to present it to you in a finished book that you can read and understand. That is unsupervised learning, machine learning. I think that's a really great example, but let's go with it. So number one, what you want to do is you want to break down your essay. You want to break down the information into a digestible chunk, right? You want to break it down into a way that a 6th grader, a 12-year-old would be able to understand it. Second of all, you're going to highlight places where you stumble. So if maybe you thought that, well, I explained machine learning pretty well. I mean, I understand what it is, but you weren't able to explain it in a simple way. Highlight that. Highlight the places where you've stumbled. Highlight the places where you need to fill your gaps in knowledge. It's a very visual representation of the knowledge that you think you have versus the knowledge that you maybe need to work on. If you can't explain something simply, then there's something in there that you don't understand. If you have to default to jargon, if you have to depend on jargon in order to explain something, that's a sign that you don't understand it. I remember one time when I was teaching English and my supervisor was like, can you teach, the student conjunctives? And I was like, it's a bit complex to explain. I don't know if I can do it really. And she's like, okay, then I guess you don't understand it. And I was like, wait. First of all, but yes, I didn't understand it, because if I did, I would have been able to explain it simply at 6th grade level. If you can explain your essay, your research to somebody who is not within your field, listen, you are winning. You understand that. So here's a challenge. If you are working on something, I want you to explain it very, very simply at 6th grade level. List it down in a comment below. Let me know what you are working on, and let me know what it means in a very simple 6th grade sentence. All right, I will catch you on the flip side as usual. Peace.